Some time ago, Rachel and I had been in town having dinner, and we came back home, and she came into the room and she said, "David, I think I left my wedding ring on the table in the restaurant." And I, of course, just immediately had a conniption fit, and I said, "What in the world were you thinking? Why would you have taken your ring off and laid it on the table? You know you're never going to see that ring again." Well, I was very upset, needless to say. She went away, and just a few minutes later, she came back, and with a little smile on her face, she looked at me and said, "Well, you didn't pass the test." And I thought to myself, "What test?" She said, "I just found my ring in the jewelry box where I put it right after we got home." Now, I didn't exactly like that test, and it shed light on probably something that I'm not real proud of, and that is that in that moment, rather than thinking about my wife's emotional well-being, I was more concerned about a physical, material possession called a ring. I placed more value on that ring in that moment than I did on my wife. I put an object before people, a person. What exam do you find yourself in today? Are you passing? Are you failing? The thing with God is that when you find yourself in the middle of a trial or a test, or call it an exam, the process is truly more important than what the final outcome is necessarily. The great thing about God, though, is when you get the process right, then the final outcome's great. It's always an A. Now, I am remembering in the scripture, John chapter 21, Peter had failed his exam terribly when he betrayed the Lord. He denied the Lord 3 times. And in John 21, verses 15 to 19, Jesus has now raised from the dead. He's with his disciples again. And he looks at the man who denied him 3 times and who failed his exam terribly. And he said, "Peter, do you love me?" "Well, Lord, of course you know I love you." "Well, then feed my sheep." "Peter, do you love me?" "Feed my lambs." In other words, Peter, you still have a job. Yeah, and it's in ministry. It's everything that I poured into you. And even though you failed an exam, I want you to know you're still in the game. So what exam do you find yourself in today? Think about what it is that you need to do to pass the test. If you're failing, take a deep breath, pray, ask God to help you know how to pass your exam, and I promise you that your final grade is going to be terrific. And the other thing to remember is that people are watching the exams you take. It might be your kids, it might be your family, your wife, your parents, your co-workers, your friends. When we're in the middle of exams, there's a lot of eyes watching. And the great thing about God is when you know Him and you can successfully navigate through those exams, you actually teach a whole lot of other people important lessons along the way. God bless you. Thank you for watching Soul Steps today. We appreciate it. Please remember to visit our website at soulsteps.org. There you'll find opportunities to ask for prayer. There's a list of volunteer needs that we have so you can help us grow and develop our team and this work. And it'll show you opportunities for giving financially as you're able. We appreciate your support in every way. And remember that soul steps are important today because God cares about who you are and how you live. God bless you.